Vergil Ortiz passed the Mean Machine test, but he is tested in the fight. I want to give some thoughts on the fight and the highlights to Vergil Ortiz versus Egid Kavaliauskas. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Throw a like on the video. It goes a long way when you guys throw a like on the video, hit the thumbs up, and really notifies other people that the content is informative and what they're looking for in the world of boxing. So don't be a stranger to the like button. Smash a like, leave me a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Now, fun fight. Main event was on DAZN. It was Vergil Ortiz. He was 17-0, 17 knockouts. He beat Mean Machine, spoiler alert, and he improved to 18-0 with 18 knockouts. So I want to talk about this fight. Now, you see the age, 23. There's a 10-year age difference. Mean Machine, his biggest fights were obviously the Terrence Crawford fight. He tested just like he tested Vergil Ortiz. He tested the experienced champion, WBO champion Terrence Crawford as well. So Mean Machine, Crawford even commented on this fight. He said, "Congrats on your win. Y'all like keep mentioning my name," because after post-fight in an interview with DAZN reporter, Vergil Ortiz was asked about facing Crawford, right? Crawford congratulated him. He also said during the fight, like, "Hey, I told you that Mean Machine could punch." And we'll get to that in a second. So the stats outside of the age were pretty close. They both had a 71-inch reach, 1-inch height difference, Vergil Ortiz being the taller fighter. The biggest disparity was the 10 years in age. So moving on, the fight, the first round was, to me, I've seen both fighters, they paid each other respect. Ortiz came out in pretty high guard like he normally does, and it wasn't nothing too crazy in the first round that happened. I gave the first round to Vergil Ortiz, and it was very interesting. It was very interesting to see how much respect was paid, and rightfully so. Vergil Ortiz, this was, from most fans, considered a step-up fight, right? He's been kind of trending in that way. Hooker, but this, to me, this was more of a sturdy test than Hooker. No disrespect to Maurice Hooker, but Maurice Hooker, that was his first fight at 147. This is a guy who has fights at 147, hurt guys and got stoppages. He's from Lithuania at 147. And at the end of the day, he's just the more tried and true 47 pounder. So Vergil Ortiz was pretty aggressive in the second round. And I believe in the second round, he got caught with the uppercut and he got dropped. He got dropped in that round. He got hurt and dropped. Like his legs, look. See, look, I can't even tell from this angle, but it looked like his glove even touched the canvas. And again, I can't show you for copyright reasons, so I can't show you the actual round, but it looks like he was definitely hurt for sure. But you could tell from this angle, it looks like his glove even touched, right? I'd have to see an alternate angle, but he definitely got rocked. He got caught, very sneaky shot from Mean Machine. The problem for Mean Machine is he didn't really follow up with the shot, you know? See, look, there's Vergil Ortiz. I don't know what it is about this Kavaliauskas fella. He never gets credit for his knockdowns. He doesn't get credit for his knockdowns. He fought Terrence Crawford and he should have been awarded a knockdown. And I think the same thing goes here. Vergil Ortiz, maybe a bit of embarrassment. He did get up and he kind of went like, "Oh, he pushed me. And the ref just listened. Like, you can't, the referee is there to commandeer and mandate the action and determine what he's seen. You can't let, the fighters are always going to petition in their favor. Like, "Oh, it was a slip. He pushed me," you know, but you guys could watch it yourself and interpret it. In the end, it didn't even matter, because what Vergil Ortiz did after being hurt, he started to get real aggressive and he started to bank rounds and put rounds in. The best thing I've seen from Vergil Ortiz was he had some good quickness. He definitely showed that he has dog and heart and that he's a warrior. And me personally, I'm going to give you guys, like on my breakdowns, I try to give you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly. So the things I like, he showed a massive heart because he did get dropped for all intents and purposes. He got dropped, didn't matter in the end, but he got back up and he was a warrior. So that's good. You always want, you look at Victor Ortiz when he fought Maidana, he was like, I don't know, dude. I just think I'm too young to be getting beat up like this. So you got to go back to the drawing board. Like, he just found a way out. But Vergil Ortiz, he didn't, and he rose to the occasion in a tough situation that we're not used or accustomed to seeing him being in, where he's getting dropped or getting hurt. And this is what I tell you guys on my channel. When you step up in class, the fights get tougher. You might not be able to stop everybody. So look at how many rounds Mean Machine, who is not the top 5 welterweight. No, like I don't know anyone that has him as a top 5. Again, I had no problem with the fight. This was a step in the right direction, but he's not a top 5 guy. The welterweight division is super stacked, and he's just not top 5. You got Errol Spence, Pacquiao, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, Terrence Crawford, Danny Garcia. It's just too packed. Jaron Ennis, Vergil Ortiz. He's just not top 5, right? But he did pose some problems, like I said, and it was good to see Vergil Ortiz have to think through this. And I don't know about you guys, but I always give props when I see fighters deal with adversity and bounce back. To me, there's more in learning and dealing with some type of competitive adversity than just blowing all your opponents away. Now, again, if you're Roy Jones in his prime and that's just what it is and you just blow everyone out the water, then you can't. I'm not saying to fight down to your competition, but some people early on in their career, they'll just blast everybody out because they're not fighting the top people. Vergil Ortiz is making his way, making his name bigger, building his brand. And like I said, I like the way he's trending. Hooker fight was cool. He got the stoppage there, and then he got the stoppage tonight whilst battling. Like he was in there with a live dog, a guy who was trying to win. But in the end, I believe he dropped Egid Kavaliauskas, I think it was 4 times. Egid was on bad. Like you could tell it was about to be stopped in the final round that it got stopped, because Egid Kavaliauskas, you could see from these highlights, his legs was looking bad. So Vergil Ortiz Jr. definitely impressed because he dealt with that adversity, and he came back ravenous. And one thing he did do that I like, and he needs as a young fighter, 22-year-old fighter, 23-year-old fighter, that he needs to keep doing is keep jabbing. That jab will save your life in the boxing ring. And I liked his jab. I want to see it, and I want to see him continue to use it. And then as the rounds got better, or as the rounds went on, it looks like Vergil Ortiz recovered, cleared his head, and again created those additional knockdowns, like 4 knockdowns. Mean Machine started getting tired. Mean Machine, I think he let the moment get away from him. He fought the wrong fight, if you will, because after badly hurting Vergil Ortiz Jr., from what I've seen, I did the Boxingego watch party, so you guys got my live reaction. He let him off the hook. He was, if you look at him in the Terrence Crawford fight, he was a bit more aggressive, and I think Terrence Crawford took a little bit of his soul in the knockdown. So he was a little bit, I know he's kind of a counterpuncher and stuff like that, but he was waiting too much. And then Vergil Ortiz, after he shook the cobwebs off and he started mounting his attack, he started going back to the liver shots, vicious, sick body shots from Vergil Ortiz Jr. I like the body work. He started jabbing, good quickness. And then, like, you can see these moments, Mean Machine kind of starts checking out. He did it in this fight, and he also did it in a Terrence Crawford fight. So he's kind of a front runner. Look at the people in the back. That's hilarious. They all laughing. So yeah, he seemed to kind of check out. And Vergil Ortiz just got him with the battle of attrition, sticking to the game plan, hard, powerful shots, beautiful body work. You know, the kid got some talent. So I liked it. I like what I seen. This ref is normally be tripping. I think that's Lawrence Cole. And sometimes he be tripping in fights, and it'd be like weird stuff happen, especially in Texas. But the ref was cool. We didn't really have much of a ref interaction. We didn't have any like hokey scorecards or anything like that. Vergil Ortiz maintained his composure. Now, I'm not gonna break down too much of, I don't want to take away from his performance. It got the stoppage. I think he'll learn from the fight. But I did see some flaws from Vergil Ortiz, and I just want to touch on some of them briefly. One of the big ones is he stepped up in class, even though he didn't fight a top 5 guy, and he was hurt. You know, he got hurt in the fight. So it happens. It's not like you weren't in there. It's not like a Amir Khan chin or something where you weren't in there with the puncher. You're in there with somebody who has some pop. Terrence Crawford vouched for his pop, dropped Crawford, right? And it's just what it was. But there were moments where I feel like the flaws that I seen with Vergil Ortiz, he got to tighten that up. Lack of head movement, very fun to watch, but lacking head movement. And then he likes to fight fire with fire, and that just could be dangerous. So, you know, he could fight however he wants. I'm just giving you my opinion. Very fun fighter to watch, entertaining to watch. He made him do the splits right in this scene, dropped him. It was a fair stoppage, no complaints there. But there's a time where I thought he was getting a little too aggressive, and it was really when he wasn't clear-headed because he had just got rocked, and he just immediately wanted to go in there. And you look at like Pacquiao versus Marquez. Marquez set up Pacquiao beautifully when he used Pacquiao's aggression against him, you know. And sometimes you have a wounded animal. They're not always going to be Mean Machine. You know, they've been hurt before. They've been in high-profile fights, and they know what they're doing. And the other thing that I noticed is he had a mouse under his eye very early. But again, Mean Machine did some things wrong, and there were some flaws to his game plan where he didn't capitalize on it. But getting rocked and hurt early with the mouse developing under his eye, luckily it didn't play into Vergil Ortiz's progression. As far as the Crawford fight, listen, I wouldn't say he's ready for Crawford, but listen, I'm a boxing fan. De La Hoya keeps talking about it. They keep asking. Crawford can't get any other PBC big names. If that's the case, then and he wants to fight, make the fight. You know, I don't hold nobody back. So let me know what you guys think of his performance. Fun fight for sure. Definitely a kind of a coming of age performance that Vergil Ortiz can grow from. I didn't really hear much of what the trainer was saying because I was doing the live stream, the Boxingego watch party. Appreciate everybody who tuned into that. So I don't really know what Robert Garcia was saying at those moments, like when I seen Vergil Ortiz get hurt. But the kid has a bright future. He just has to stay his course. But as far as like the bigger fights, like Errol Spence, he says he wants to fight them, and Crawford and Pacquiao. He's good with all those fights. I don't know if Golden Boy would make any of those fights. Maybe the Crawford because the WBO ranking. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think after this performance. Is he ready for the big fights? The guys like Crawford, the guys like Errol Spence. Let me know if you think he could beat him. He definitely has upside. He has, like I said, good speed, good quickness. And post-fight, Mean Machine gave him props and said he's faster and he hits harder than Terrence Crawford. I seen the interview. Actually, I didn't watch it, but that was the title of the interview. So he got a lot of praise from Mean Machine, who's been in there with both the 4 knockdowns. He knocked out Mean Machine a round before Crawford did, if I'm not mistaken. This is a freestyle video. So all in all, great performance, something he can learn from. It's all about winning. You got to win, capture that win. And some of the other stuff that I brought up, you can work on that on the back end, but achieving the victory is it. So congrats to Vergil Ortiz Jr. Let me know what you guys think. I don't really know where Mean Machine goes, but you guys drop all that in the comment section. Let me know. Use my link in the description. Get TUBEBUDDY. If you want to make money on YouTube, like me, use TUBEBUDDY. That's really all I got to say. And I'm out.